Hello, Michelle Rankin here with Wild Women Weight Loss, and I am so excited to share with you my beautiful client, Dawn Jackson, and her amazing transformation. Dawn lost her first 100 of her 123 pounds she's lost in 6 months working with me, and she even blew me away, and I think probably blew herself away. So I just wanted to jump on here and interview Dawn because I want you to see that, wonderful everyday regular people working regular jobs have amazing success here, and we're going to talk to Dawn about kind of what her transformation has been. So thank you for being here with me, my dear.
Certainly. It's
All
not
right.
going anywhere lately with COVID-19.
No, we're not. We're recording this in the midst of our social distancing, so over Zoom. Correct. Okay, so I have some questions for you. I'm going to grab my notes here, but let's start off by just kind of sharing just a little bit of your background as far as, where you'd kind of been health-wise when we met in June.
When we met in June, it was the end of another school year. I'm in my allergy season. I was coming out of bronchitis. The last 3 years, I had caught a virus from an exchange student and I had just had really difficult time. They put me on a rice diet, like an allergy clearing diet. So carbohydrate, carbohydrate, carbohydrate. My weight ballooned. I felt terrible. And I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was a student who said, I want a picture with you for my Facebook page because I won't see you all summer. Okay. And then I saw the picture and I went, oh, no, this is it. This is it.
Is that the before picture you sent me?
Straw. That is the first picture.
Okay.
The first picture I sent you, and I'm like, oh, okay, no. And then I actually saw a Facebook presentation and I looked at it, I looked at the pictures and I read everything and I thought, this makes sense to me. And then I followed through with Nina and actually ended up on a Thursday night call, like the first time. Hi, surprise. I've been here 2 minutes.
That's my favorite thing about you. When you showed up on our coaching call, I was like, are you in the right place? And you said, I am. I joined 5 minutes ago. And you haven't missed anything that I have offered coaching wise since. And you have reached out to me, when you've needed it. And I just love that about you because you've taken this so seriously. So talk to me about, before you were on the rice diet, which was medically induced, what was your weight pretty normally for you in your adult years?
Oh,
you don't have to say the number, but like how much more than you are now?
Well, once again, it deals with that pre and post menopause.
Mm-hmm.
Post menopause, I probably put on an ugly 40 pounds. And then we played the yo-yo game. Every summer I would try to lose it. And then every fall I would gain it back plus 10 as school started. And then, I didn't think twice about, I guess I thought Subway was healthy, or if you go through and you get a salad at McDonald's or whatever. And as it turned out, none of those things were very healthy for me. I'm better off making my own.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that. So your schedule is pretty busy. You work really long hours, and you've said you're a teacher. You're a high school chemistry teacher, so people, we can paint the picture for people.
Yes.
And so talk about your schedule a little bit and kind of how you had to adjust, because a lot of people use time and whatnot as an excuse.
Well, I get up about 5. I'm usually in the building between 6 and 6:30. And now that my family is grown, then I would take lunch and dinner with me and hang out, and you catch the younger kids right after school, the ones that have to run for a bus. And then you would catch the older kids as they come in from driver's ed, practice, whatever. And so I would be there from 6 in the morning until 10 at night. And, exercise was going downstairs to use the downstairs copier instead of the upstairs copier, or maybe doing laps, because me and outdoors are not good friends. And so when the program started, at some point I thought, well, I've always packed lunch. I can't depend now on sending one of the kids to McDonald's. So I would just pack good food and cook.
So you would get lunch you would send an order with your kids.
Right. We're going to pick a restaurant. Do you want anything? And I'd give them a
okay.
and say, sure, this is what I want. And some things I knew, milkshakes, no, probably shouldn't. And definitely not dessert unless it's fruit, and a apple pie is not fruit. So some of those
maybe on Easter, right?
and you do anyway, But now, like, even when it's been a super hectic day and you miss lunch and you miss the 3 o'clock snack and it's 6 o'clock and I can go to my refrigerator at work and take out some kind of spicy chicken, because you're great with spices, spicy chicken and some fresh cucumbers and tomatoes. And yes, I probably ate it too fast, but then my body's like, oh, nutrition. And then it calms down and I can have my delayed cup of coffee and feel good. Then yes, I may be tired, but then I have an added food imbalance
Mm-hmm.
to
Food
that
coma.
feeling. And so it's just being willing to have all the little containers and making yourself lunch, and leftovers or reheating frozen food doesn't bother me. So
Mm-hmm.
I can make pork egg roll in a bowl and have it fresh the first day. And I already know better put it in the freezer. And if I take it out of the freezer, it's thawed out by lunch and I can heat it up.
Well,
And
and sometimes you don't even have time to heat your lunch. I mean, you don't have time to even.
well, true. And so we're allowed 30-minute lunch by contract. Then you got 2 kids that stay after that want to ask questions. You run to the restroom, you come back, you have 20 minutes. You get it going, and then 2 more kids come in that want to talk, and I have a difficulty eating and trying to explain things at the same time. And so lunch is 20 minutes at best. And I just learned what food is fast, and I try not to make a Vega shake for lunch because then I'll use it as a crutch. And
Uh-huh.
that's good for parent-teacher conferences because I knew I was
You
going
have
to
some
get taught.
crutches built into the program. Yep.
But that can't be a daily thing. That can't even be a weekly thing. That is a special event thing. You know, you figure it's going to be busy, or like when school was getting ready to close, I thought, you know what? There's not going to be time for lunch. Make the shake, take it in the little container.
Yeah.
Um, and that's
Occasionally. Mm-hmm. How much time in a week, just for other people that are really busy like you, how much time in a week would you say that you spend? Because I know you're not like in the kitchen all day Sunday, kind of wrapping your mind around what your plan is and prepping, not the first week or two, but once you got rolling in the program.
I dedicated 2 hours on Sunday.
Okay,
And
perfect.
part of it is
For the
knowing,
whole week, basically.
right, for the whole week, and then knowing that, and maximizing your oven time. It's kind of like Thanksgiving where you got to figure out it's like, I do not want to wait for one recipe to be done and
Right.
then put another one in, find the pans that coordinate, get everything in, figure out what the, median temperature is so that you don't give yourself food poisoning by undercooking something.
Right.
Kind of thing. And finding, the steamed vegetables. You can buy frozen steamed vegetables, but you have to be careful that they don't come sauced.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like some of the sauces you're like, and so the vegetables 25 calories and the sauce is 120.
Yeah,
No,
right. Not gonna work.
let's throw that out. And just, some of the ingredients, I'm so disappointed when I see a certain ingredient.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
MSG, what's MSG doing in this? I'll put that down.
Right. And the baby carrots. Why is there MSG?
That's right. And so the lettuce in, I thought I could just get a box salad from the local supermarket, lettuce and berries and some pecans. And then I got really sick. And they said, well, they wash the lettuce with MSG to keep it perky. I'm like, I didn't know that.
Good to know.
and it depends on your store. It is my supermarket chain that does that. And it's common practice. And I didn't know, but someone who works in the deli said, oh no, that's why, but they don't label it. It's natural flavoring.
They don't have to label that because it's supposed to wash off. Do you, okay, so what I want to say, kind of pause and say about this is you were able to heal your body to what we call the baseline, right? Like, when you eat something that isn't right for you. So this has gone way past being a diet or an eating plan for you. This is totally intuitively tapping into what your body needs, right?
Correct.
And so, a lot of people don't know exactly how the program works, and I don't have time to go into that now, but what we do is we stabilize the body and reset the hormonal system so that you can get true answers, so that you're not wondering, because like you said before, you would maybe choose Subway or a salad from McDonald's and not even know the effect it was having on your body because the burden was so high on top of all your allergies and everything else, right?
Correct.
What has changed with your health overall? Because you're just glowing now.
Well, the brain fog, there's no brain fog. I can make better decisions. It is easier to establish a routine, go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time. I was having a lot of problems with lymph and swelling. There's no swelling. I have ankles. I can cross my legs. I have a lot more energy. I don't have to think twice about going up and down stairs. Before, I would always pause at the bottom of a set of stairs and think, do I want to do this? Now I just go upstairs like I did when I was in my 30s. And so I really appreciate that. I do. I feel lighter. You know, I am lighter, but I feel lighter.
You're 125 pounds lighter.
Yes, that's true.
Talk to me about the weight loss a little bit, because you lost the first 100 pounds in 6 months.
And the beginning was, as always with any weight loss, it was fast, and that's always encouraging. And you were there when I went through that with the collagen. I was supposed to be taking collagen, and weight loss stopped. I was using powdered stevia instead of liquid stevia. And then I read the label. It says maltodextrin, which is keyword for sugar. It was just stevia mixed with a powdered sugar. I'm like, okay, not helping.
And again, you had that baseline, so you knew something has changed, something's gone wrong. Yeah.
And so, and part of it, at some point, right about the second month, I'm all enthused, but it hadn't really started to show a lot, if that makes any sense. For me, for how heavy I was that 30, 35 pounds wasn't
a ton. The percentage wise, it wasn't a ton. Yeah.
Right. And then in the fall, in that second picture with the pumpkin shirt, it started, all of a sudden people are like, whoa, you've lost some weight. Yes, I have. Thank you very much. And then
that wasn't even Halloween. That was your school color day.
Color day. And the only thing I had was the pumpkin shirt.
Yeah.
And the hilarious part is that the male teacher across the hall, that's all he had. And so we came as matching pumpkins.
Oh, perfect.
Kind of thing. And then after that point, fall, like you talked about, in the summer is your natural weight loss time when your body likes to do that. Fall is my time. And so when my time hit plus the program, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm down 70 pounds, 80 pounds. And then it's like, let's get to 100. And
you didn't even have to use any of my advanced techniques.
No, I didn't do fat fast. I didn't have to take any powders. In fact, I purposely stayed away from any kind of shakes because I had used the Bolt House protein shake that you can buy in the deli, which has 20 grams of sugar, which, considering my previous sugar sins, that was low. That was low for me. But compared to where I am now, that would be huge. And it got to the point where, especially during crunch times, I would just be drinking my lunch every day. And that's not healthy. So
and then you don't even realize you've had anything. And so your body doesn't register that. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to start that again. I waited until probably right before parent teacher conference. And I thought, no, I would rather have that in the fridge and know, when.
Yeah, they have something.
From like 5 to 8 and they start showing up at 4:15.
Yeah.
And my family dinner's at 5. We eat at 5, maybe 6 on a bad night, but we eat at 5. So parent teacher conference from 5 to 8.
Right.
It's a huge stressor. My poor body's like, you forgot me. You forgot me. It's like, no, we're going to eat again. I promise you, we're going to eat again. Calm down.
So you did this with, 99% whole food, which is important for people to know.
Yes. I didn't. And as much as, you look at all the little slim fast keto snacks and everything, and then I read the label, I'm like, no, too many chemicals.
And our body, as we always talk about in the program, our body doesn't know what to do with any of that fake sugar. I mean, xylitol is birch bark, it's not intended to be digested by our body. And it still registers a lot of what they put in those as carbohydrate. It absolutely does. Yep. So tell me this, you had lost some pounds in the past. Obviously, everyone's been on a few eating plans in the past. What feels kind of different about this? What feels different mentally for you with this?
I guess at this point, I know it's a lifestyle change. It is a change, and I cannot go back to McDonald's, Subway. If I was stranded somewhere, at least now I know how to choose the things that will fuel me instead of drag me down. I also know it's my choice, and that I will always be able to find something I can eat anywhere, no matter what it is, and that's comforting. I guess I feel in control of me and my eating. Nobody else is going to influence that. Nobody's going to shame me into a donut.
And people have tried.
Oh, people have tried. People have left me goodies. My friends at work at least
Try
asked,
to sabotage you.
can you have this? The people who wave my favorite donut under my nose, I look at them and I'm like, what are you doing? I just say, oh, no, thank you. And usually there's some male student nearby who looks really hungry. You can feed them.
Right? I love it. I love it. And this isn't about, black or white and all or nothing. In fact, we drop that thinking, right? It's about making the next best decision in the moment for you. And when you become clear what that is, it makes it an easy decision, right?
Right. And it's not like you're held to any specific, well, you said there's no eating plan. Here are some choices. Here are choices that will move you forward. And making a choice is always better than trying to follow a plan or follow directions. Yeah. And if you hate asparagus, don't eat asparagus, eat right. something else. Although you have given everybody all the benefits of each vegetable, which is good because at some point, sometimes you have needs that you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm craving nuts now, it's probably selenium. Mm-hmm. And I can either seek that out in a vitamin.
Especially Brazil nuts, right?
Or eat a few nuts. I've also learned that put the can in the freezer because frozen nuts are really hard to eat.
I love it. And, put it next to the egg roll in a bowl, right?
Right.
I love it. So what did you learn about yourself in this process that surprised you?
I finished, I got to a stable weight. I didn't bail out on the program. I didn't leave before my body was ready to leave. I think I'm still going to drop a few more pounds, but it's going to be at a much slower rate than this fantastic thing that happened before Christmas. Great Christmas present. And, that's empowering. I am in control. Look, I did this after, everyone said, you've always been chubby, fat, pleasantly plump. You've always carried a few pounds. It'll always be that way. Just quit trying. Just stay the way you are.
Especially after menopause. It'll get worse after menopause.
The stay the way you are, if I had stayed back, and I'm funny because the weight I am about right now is the weight when I was younger that everyone said, oh, if you just lost 20 pounds. And now when I reach this weight, people were like, are you dying?
Right.
And so it's amazing what
I'm living.
Right. I am. I'm living and I'm quite happy with it. And I have.
Because all those same people are 50 pounds heavier that would have said that to you, 30 years ago.
Yeah. And so, there's so many things in my life that I feel like I just left incomplete. And this is fairly complete. I don't know that it's over. I don't think it'll never be over to say I'm going to go back to morning fresh bakeries in the morning with coffee and a donut and the fish fry on Friday. And it was funny because the lady said, we could bake you some fish. And so I may, when this is over, just because I always used to go down there and socialize, go down and have some baked fish and had the coleslaw.
Because it's about how much of your life you can step back into, not how much you can restrict over time. Absolutely. And you have the tools for that.
If I really want a beer, don't be an idiot, then it has a carb count. You take that in, you figure that out because, if I have too many, then I don't feel well. Yeah. Why are you purposely going to make yourself feel bad? And
now that you feel so good.
Correct. And
I love it.
Those memories are enough to hold you, I'll say in a moment of panic.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of tension there.
Right.
Yeah. One more question and then we'll wrap up here. And so what I would love to ask you is, what advice would you give to someone looking in that is scared and nervous and all the things that you were and wondering if it'll really work? And, is this a solid program? Is this a solid plan? All of those things.
Show up to everything live. I was walking around a street fair and all of a sudden Facebook pops up and says, Michelle, live in 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh, here I am drooling at all the food vendors. And so I go around go down a side street around a building and turn it on. And it was like just what I needed. The enthusiasm, the contagiousness, the positivity. And I'm like, I don't need an elephant ear. This is awesome. And then, watched it for as long as I needed to, and then went on my way during the fair. So showing up, because the crew that's online, even if you're not online like Facebook Live, if you type something in, you'll get a response. There's somebody awake somewhere who belongs to the group all the time.
Community. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been there. Do the work, read the stuff, open all the little icons, see what's there. And I guess it would be do the stuff you don't want to do. There are things I looked at, I'm like, oh, that's not me.
Really going to make me, that's not me. Yeah.
That's not me. That's stupid. Okay. That's just, and then you listen to it and then I'm like chagrined because I'm like, no, I guess that really applies. Or you still think it's stupid. And 2 days later it applies and you're like, all right, okay, fine.
I love it. I love that. I love how you tap into your wise woman and how you can go into your observing mind and all the things that we talk about. You really have mastered that ability to, the main way that we use it is in seeing the craving, not being the craving. And you've really mastered all of that aspect of it.
Well, it's being aware and not being afraid to be aware, so I'm aware that doesn't hurt anyone, and any information you get can only help you.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, thank you for showing up. You have just been a dream to work with. I'm so blessed to have you in the program and in my life. And thank you so much for this interview today. I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Thanks. Bye-bye.